Hi everybody, my name is Carrie. I am a recreation therapist that works for Life Therapeutic Solutions. Happy spring. My video today is to teach you how to make a simple at-home craft, a sock bunny. So it would look something like this. Cute little bunny decoration for spring or for Easter coming up. And it's made with supplies that most likely everyone would have around the house. So things that you'll need for this project is a sock. Obviously they come in two, so if you like it you can make two bunnies, but you'll just need one for the project. So I'm using kind of a longer tube sock, but you can use a small ankle sock. Any of them should work. A roll of tape or a funnel, so if you don't have one we can use the other, and I'll show you what these are for. You'll need rice. So this is uncooked rice. I poured it in a bowl because I find it's a little easier to get out this way. Something to scoop your rice, so I'm just using a little 1/4 cup measuring cup. String or rubber bands, either should work. A marker, so I'm using a permanent marker, but if you don't have a permanent marker, really any marker should do. A good pair of scissors that will cut your sock and your string, and then a ribbon. So I'm going to use the ribbon to tie around my bunny's neck like my example. If you don't have ribbon, you can just use a couple of pieces of string, something just to decorate your bunny a little bit. So let's get started. So I'm going to use my sock and I'm going to use my roll of tape. So again, this is if you didn't have a funnel at home, you can use your roll of tape, stick your sock through, take the top of your sock, and spread it around that roll of tape to kind of make a makeshift funnel to get your rice in. So I just, again, took that sock over the top and made a little funnel. So I'm going to take my rice and I'm going to start pouring some rice into that sock. And depending on what kind of sock you have, you might have to kind of shake it around, push that rice down in there, because we want to get the rice to the bottom of the sock. So we're sticking all this rice in there to kind of make the body of our bunny. So I would say maybe 4 or 5 scoops of rice. But really it's up to you on how plump you want your bunny to be. So I'm going to still do probably 2 more. Just getting all that rice in there. I want to make sure all my rice again kind of goes down to the bottom of the sock. So you can see I kind of got all the rice in the bottom here. So I think that's probably good for my bunny. So I'm going to take the top of my sock off the tape. And I've got my sock filled with rice. So what I'm going to do here is start to build the body of my bunny. So I want to make a bottom part of the body and a head. So I'm going to use my string since that's what I have more of. And I'm going to use a piece of string, so you can cut it to any size and then you could always cut it off later. But I'm just going to kind of eyeball how big I want my body and my head to be. So I kind of pinched that part in. And I'm going to take my piece of string and tie off that section. And I want to tie it pretty tight so that my body and my head of my bunny stay separated. Okay, so I've got a nice little body there. And then I'll use another piece of string to tie the head of my bunny. So you should be able to see I've got a head and a body here. Oop. So I'm tying again that piece of string pretty tight. And I'm gonna kind of just work that sock down a little bit. So you can probably see here I have a body and a head. Perfect. So I've got extra string kind of hanging off in the back here. I'm just going to use my scissors and cut that string. And then the next step is to make our ears. So you can kind of see on my example, I have the top of the sock cut in half. So I have this long tube sock here. So I'm probably going to cut this down a little bit so my ears aren't so long. So again, I'll just kind of eyeball. So I cut that tube sock down, so you'll see I have just a smaller portion up top here. And I'm going to take those scissors and I'm going to cut that part in half. So just right down the middle. I'm going to lay it down just so it's a little easier to cut. So I've got my bunny ears coming in. You can take your scissors and cut these one step further, so you'll see they kind of look a little boxy still. I'm going to cut diagonal, so kind of start in the middle, and I'm going to cut across that ear to make them pointed. So I'll do the same thing on the other side. I've got kind of a box to start. Just going to start from the middle, cut to the corner to get two pointed ears. And then it's okay if those socks start to curl or move. Bunny ears sometimes are flopped, and that's okay. Perfect. So then I'm going to take my ribbon that I cut. So I'm going to use this to tie around my bunny's neck. And I'm going to make a little bow. Oops. And then I'll cut off any extra ribbon I have. So I tied just a little bow around that bunny's neck. And the last step is to put a face on my bunny. So I'm going to use my marker. And just like I did in my example, I'm going to do two eyes and a nose. So I'm just going to take that marker and make two eye dots. And bunny's eyes are typically a little further apart. And then just an X for the nose. And voila, that's my completed bunnies. So I hope you guys liked this craft. I hope you give it a try. Again, fairly simple, and there's a lot of adaptations for supplies you can use in the home. So if you make it, please take a picture, comment. We would love to see and hear how it went for you. And I hope everyone stays healthy and well, and we'll see you soon. Bye, guys.